Modernism is a style in the arts that tends to break away from classical and traditional forms. The Metropolitan Museum of Art is not modernism. The Met facade is built out of Indiana limestone. The style is Gothic. 4 columns at the front of the Met were actually supposed to represent the 4 great periods in art: Egyptian, Greek, Renaissance, and modern art. This was done away with due to cost because 4 different sculptors needed to carve the pillars. The facade was designed by Richard Morris Hunt and Charles Follen McKim from the firm McKim, Mead and White. The expanded front steps were added in 1970 under the watch of architect Kevin Roche from Roche Dinkeloo Associates. Repairs to the facade are virtually invisible due to the fact that the limestone used for the restoration was from the same quarry as the original facade. The architects for the facade restoration are Wiss, Janey, Eisner Associates, and the contractors were Nicholson and Galloway. In terms of structure, the Metropolitan Museum of Art's facade was primarily limestone pillars. The facade was restored. It took 4 years and $12.2 million to complete. The Met started in 1866 and finished in April of 1870, and doors opened to the public on November 20th, 1870. The Guggenheim Museum of Art is located on 1071 Fifth Avenue in New York City, directly across from Central Park. The Guggenheim Museum was designed by Frank Lloyd Wright in 1956. His use of reinforced concrete liberated architecture's form of the generic boxed look. This made the Guggenheim a perfect example of modernism. Many different proposals led to a ramp going up to a long continuous spiral going around the building went into making this structure. Using gun-placed concrete that was sprayed into plywood frames rather than being poured was very unique and helped Wright make flexible, continuous curves that he wanted in this museum. It took 100 tons of structure for him to complete this. Wright used the method form follows function to create the museum. His work, especially in this museum, is the perfect example of modern art. Wright tries to steer away from the normal. He tries to invent new, whether it be through structure or through design, or even both like we see here. He works in very new and innovative ways. The reinforced concrete, his design for the continuous look that brings you throughout the entire site, whether you are standing inside or across the street. The building captivates you, and the building brings you to new, at least for the time, design. In 1959, the museum was opened to the public, unfortunately 6 months after his death. Even though Wright was not able to see the design, thousands see it every year in the now landmark of New York City.